Hi, everybody. So we can't see you quite yet. Hi, everybody. Cooking together live. We're here every Wednesday at noon Central Time, doing a little cooking demo and visiting from the Austin area and beyond. And today I'm really excited about a guest. Her name's Katie Farina, and she lives in San Diego at the Natural Epicurean Culinary School in 2013. Is that right? And since then, she's been in her own business, Healing Kitchen in San Diego. So, catch up on she left the school. We kind of lost track of each other for a little while, and then I rediscovered what she was up to on Instagram, I think, and it's been really seeing all that she's been doing, including we're going to talk about extensively. Um, and so we're going to be putting up some note. Katie, you won't be able to see them, but afterwards in the replay of the video. But we have like a picture of your cookbook. We have a couple pictures from primary school of our whole group, Chef Rosa and I, and from and then just wanted to put up a couple of things on. And in the second half, after Katie's going to lead me through a recipe from her cookbook, and I think full cabbage slaw with ginger sesame dressing, something like that. But it is really colorful. It's really crunchy. It's really perfect for the springtime. And so I wanted to share that with you. And um, I actually wrote a blog already, but I have to clear that with Katie to see if I can put it up after on. Anyway, thank you, Katie, for sitting with us today. And just look forward to talking with you about everything that's been going on.
Thank you for having me. It's such an honor. You're one of my favorite teachers of all time, not just of culinary school, so it's a huge honor.
Oh, thank you. So the audio is still a little bit fuzzy,
I think it's Facebook on both
but we
sides.
think that it's a issue. We've been trying to troubleshoot it, and they're just so inundated with live videos. So the video isn't freezing up, but sometimes when you talk, it gets a little bit jumbled. Best we can to keep going. But anyway, so after you moved back to San Diego right away. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And your family is all there?
Yeah, my family is there, and they actually have a restaurant in San Diego. So I kind of went back to work at the restaurant while starting to create my business. So.
Okay. And I was reading in I didn't even know at culinary school that you had actually taught cooking classes before culinary school.
Yep.
Was that kind of through the restaurant? Would you teach them there or?
No, out of and I would always joke because I feel like my mom would pay her friends to go to the cooking classes. But I just loved it. I loved sharing food, but I more than anything I loved sharing that food could be delicious and healthy and healing. So eventually my mom said to me, you got to invest in yourself because I had been kind of teetering with the idea of going to culinary school. And then one day she was like, you just have to invest in yourself. And I signed up to go to the Natural Epicurean. So.
And I also read in your cookbook something I didn't know, that your mom was diagnosed with cancer, and that's when you started looking into plant-based cooking for purposes.
Yeah.
Is that right? And that was a long time ago, right?
Time ago, actually, when I was in college, I started reading a lot. I read The Kind Diet. I read the China series of books. They talk about the direct connection between cancer and your diet. And I just started realizing that there was a huge connection. And I'm not into math and science. I could never do the doctor nurse route, but I love that I could actively be doing something to help heal my mom and help heal other people. And I think that's me to the kitchen is that you can actively be helping someone and not just making them delicious healing food, but also pouring love into the food.
Mm. That's so powerful. And I know everybody that has a diet almost always has a component of food and,
Mm-hmm.
being nourished when they were healing. And so it's so important for people to know what they can do themselves or have somebody help them with in their kitchen when they're healing. And then just in everyday life, right? To,
Right.
to prevent catastrophic diseases and things, we can
Mm-hmm.
do a lot to just nourish ourselves on a daily basis. And I think
Absolutely.
about this issue a lot, the kind of between nourishment and diets. So
Mm.
there's diets out there that are like, well, you should eat this and look good, or you should for this result, but they don't necessarily focus on what is actually going to build our cells and what build our and create our stable emotions and kind of all that other side of it that has more to do with nourishment and feeding our physical and emotional selves. Um, so I was curious about your cooking classes, which are or
Mm-hmm.
specific term for your classes besides plant-based. I saw in your cook vegetable centric or veggie centric. I really like that.
Yeah, yeah. So everything, the cooking classes are always based off of healing. So it's always plant-based, gluten-free, refined sugar-free. Really specializing in is adding in vegetables, even dessert, breakfast, whatever it may be, because so many people that come to my classes, you know, 95% aren't vegan, but just want to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to make vegetables taste good, more vegetables into your diet. So I think we can all agree, whether you're keto or paleo or any of these, um, benefit from adding more vegetables. So that's really the whole goal is getting more vegetables and more healing foods into your diet in fun and easy and delicious ways. Like because if it's really complicated, I think even I can tend to not follow up on it. So just making it really easy and accessible.
Cool. I definitely have that same philosophy with my classes. Most of my classes are vegan, they're dairy free, gluten free, they're just always loaded with fresh ingredients and lots. And I do find the same thing that people aren't necessarily in class because they want to learn how to be vegan. I don't eat myself, but I just eat
Mhm.
so many vegetables that it's a good balance for kind of a whole foods diet approach that I use.
Right.
And so, you know, a lot of the almost all the recipes I have on my blog are gluten free, dairy free. I have some fish recipes, but they're mostly vegan, but you can incorporate them into pretty much any diet, which is what I find people are always saying they like about learning about more plant based cooking because they can add more vegetables into whatever diet they have. So I
Exactly.
have a similar approach. And you were talking about how even in desserts you could add vegetables, right? Or in breakfast food. Looking in your cookbook, which will, I guess Nelson could probably put up a image of it, but it's called Katie's Healing Kitchen. It came out in, was it November or December?
It was
Beginning of
early.
December. Okay. And so you have a recipe, sweet pops. Is that what they're
Yeah,
called?
yeah.
I
It's
haven't
like
tried them yet,
symmetrical.
but summer's just around the corner. We're definitely gonna get some popsicle. I think we may even have some popsicle forms so we can make those. But it is true that you can add vegetables to so many things, and it just creates a better balance instead of everything being 100% sugary sweet in a
I
dessert,
agree.
or having all of your breakfasts be based around dairy. We have a lot of savory breakfast
No.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. Rachel, not to segue, but I'll never forget in culinary school. I don't know if you remember this day when we did a whole day and we steamed them and we sauteed them. Had a different cooking method of the.
Oh,
It was like so amazing because all of a sudden you taste the natural sweetness, the carrot or the sweet potato, and so when you really can enjoy a vegetable like that singularly, you can really easily add it into a recipe. And then I can pick up on sweetness of a sweet potato versus, adding excess sugar. Um,
hmm. I do remember that now. I was trying which class that was, but now uh, at the end, everybody got to plate carrot that was like blanched or
mhm.
steamed or cooked nashimi style in big chunks or roasted. Different classes
Yeah,
I did different ways, but um, it is amazing how versatile bowl can be.
yeah, absolutely.
Izzy, why don't you come over here for a second? So when you were in culinary school, my daughter Izzy was 4.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Put her
you're so
down.
beautiful,
Well,
Izzy. You probably don't remember me.
I have seen pictures of you and like the
yep.
I recognize you kind of.
Katie, what was your maiden name, or what is your maiden name?
It was Gluck.
Oh, okay. Ever since you changed your name, remember former name was that just out the window? Telling your restaurant just seemed to fit so well. How did you meet your husband?
I met him online.
Oh, wow. And did
Yeah,
he also live in San Diego, or did he
yeah,
relocate? Or
yeah. No, he lived in San Diego. Yeah, we met maybe 6 months after I got back from culinary school, so for almost 7 years.
and is he involved with your business, helping with any
Oh
of
yeah,
the tech stuff?
yeah. He runs the
Yeah, I
whole
think
back.
we have.
Yeah, he does like all the like online book sale, all the website stuff, and yeah, I do all the fun, and he does all the rest.
Well, yeah, we have a scenario because Nelson builds all the online infrastructure for courses, my website, and help with the content. It's
That's
it's a good
awesome.
partnership. Yeah.
No, it's good to have someone on your.
Yeah. Well, I think we have so much more to catch up on, but I want to start on the recipe a little bit and talk about your cookbook some more.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to be chopping some veggies that go into the salad. we have an overhead camera, so you won't be able to see that right now, Katie, but you'll see it
Okay.
later. And so I'm making this colorful Sesame-Ginger slaw salad. That's what it's called. On page 99 of your cookbook.
Yes.
It was really hard trying to decide what to make from. I wanted to make so many different things.
Aww.
So I have a lot of questions for a cookbook because I've always wanted to make a cookbook too. And I know we were talking before today a 3-year project. So if it's a lot of work to put together a cookbook, yes.
Yes. Yeah. No, there was.
So, did you know like what was going to be in cookbook? You have to like narrow it down. I mean, it seems like you've got a lot of different sections to your. So, how did you figure out exactly what the theme of your book was going to be? Was it bases or?
Yeah, so it's based off the classes, and I really want to just do everyday favorites, recipes home after a really meal with the ingredients really quickly and easily that their whole family would really enjoy. So I guess the theme is just making taste absolutely delicious and also just really easy and kind of getting rid of the stigma that healthy food doesn't taste good. So yeah, there's everything from breakfast to dessert to snacks, and also it's a great book, but it's also a great book if you want a fancy any.
Yeah, it really does hit all of those points. And I have a lot of cookbooks. And I have to say the one thing that I really okay. The things that I really appreciate about your cookbook is what you were saying about how the recipes are pretty quick. Take a ton of like advanced preparation because you can actually just set up the cookbook and start making something with the ingredients that you have on hand, exotic ingredients that I don't already have. I appreciate that. And just knowing you and through the book, you can trust that the recipes in there are really healthy and healing, you know?
Mm-hmm. The forefront of almost every single recipe is veg, and that's what I love about the book is you're just looking through it and it's all fruits and vegetables, it's just playing with them and being really.
Salad, we have shredded cabbage. And I thought about putting some cold, have some from the farmer's market, but deal with it because and then have red bell pepper, but you could put any color bell pepper, right? These these were the last in our garden before we had to pull up the plant. It got too hot.
Mm.
And carrots in it. I actually have to grab my grater because I was using it for something else a minute ago. So I don't have the recipe open, and you're right. At what point do you put the dressing in? Do you put it in at the very end when everything, or do you put
So
it in when the cabbage is ready? Or
I do it. What I normally do is cabbage and the cilantro done. I add the dressing over it, and then I kind of use everything else. So you're still picking up on all the beautiful colors. But if you're just making it, you can all kind of toss everything thing together, you might just lose a little bit of the bright colors from the garnish.
So you're saying that once the cilantro are chopped up, some of the dressing on then?
Yeah, absolutely. And it will kind of marinate. And one of the best things about cabbage as opposed to other salad greens is that so it's not going to start to wilt super hardcore like if you were to do, spring lettuce and that. So,
I had a revelation about cabbage in this stay-at-home orders went into place, and we were, only going to the grocery store like once every. We're lucky because we're getting deliveries of produce. I had this head of cabbage at the beginning, and I just kept using it in different things like fried rice and salads and stir fry. I was like, oh my God, cabbage is, you can have it for months in your refrigerator and it's still
mm-hmm.
good. Different things.
People don't think about cabbage, but it is a cruciferous vegetable. So just like broccoli, but it's a lot cheaper. And it's got a lot of those same, anti-cancer type benefits. So,
Right. The stem throw into your salad, or does it depend on?
and that's so funny that you say that. In my cooking about them, they taste just like it and have a lot of the same detoxifying benefits. So I don't mind.
Yeah, stems. So I thought
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, like parsley, the stems can be kind of
Right.
parsley stems. I use freezer and in my vegetable stock, as one of the things, but I don't always cook with them. So
Yeah.
I was looking at in your book and thinking about some of the other to make. Remember it right now. Oh, moon. This strawberry almond milk looked really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one's really, really fun.
So I can get some strawberries. The watermelon looks amazing. Come back into season. That'll be so cool to make you feel better on a hot day.
Yeah. Rachel, you have to make the watermelon slushy is like one of my favorite things. It's so
Um, the chia is really good.
there's a really fun vanilla one breakfasty that's lower in sugar, and then there's a
I see one that's been right.
yeah.
Enzo's teen shake.
Mm-hmm.
This carrot smoothie, carrot creamy orange carrot smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, so good. So I'm gonna have to make some others warming up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you had a Brussels sprouts recipe. I know Brussels sprouts are still really popular with the Dijon.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have to get this cooked. Notice that you have a special day right on your
Yeah.
website. So we're gonna so people can but it's like free shipping or something, right, for Mother's
Yeah.
Day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get it for your mom or get it for yourself, and to
And speaking, mom is watching, right,
oh, and she's in Connecticut,
from
right?
from Connecticut. Yeah, yeah, you have a good memory. what are other things you remember from culinary school? Like, do you have any memories that kind of surface now and then? Or
Oh
do you
man,
keep in touch
so
with
many.
anybody from culinary school?
Oh, it's just amazing, honestly. It's such an interesting thing, and I think our group in culinary school is that we, for the most part, all traveled to be there, and so we didn't really know a lot of people outside of the six of us in school. We feel like we became so close because of that. But oh man, we just had so much fun together. Yeah, just was honestly one of the best times of my
Every day you'd come in 5 days a week and just cook all day long
cook all day long and
and
just
clean.
yeah, and clean. Yes, if someone says, oh, "I want to go to Cologne," awesome, you should do it, but just be prepared for doing the dishes at least an hour to 2 hours a day. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah, of
that was so much
course.
fun. It was so much amazing opportunity, especially for me because I basically couldn't learn enough about cooking and healing just from doing my own research and my own studies. So when I finally went to culinary school, it was so amazing because that was all I was doing all day long, was learning about what I was passionate about, what I wanted to learn. So it was just a really amazing. Yeah.
I'm so glad that you had a good experience.
The video
It's
is being
freezing up.
interrupted.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, Nelson said to get. So I think
not a lot
this.
we can do about it.
Yeah, we were enough to Instagram. We've had friends that had trouble with Instagram, so
YouTube.
Yeah.
maybe YouTube.
Good. You could just load it up or whatever keep it on YouTube.
Yeah, and they do live videos on YouTube also.
I didn't realize that.
Mhm. But that's true, a pre-recorded thing.
We'll talk about what you're doing with the
But
rest.
yeah, I was just going to say that experience that you had at culinary school is just, that's the school where you went, where I taught about, and wanting to, but format,
Mhm.
the thought of having a location is pretty daunting to me.
Yeah.
But so I created this. I don't know if I should really call it a course, but almost where you can every week there are new offerings that get loaded onto a page, kind of like an online course. But you can each week try out a new recipe, and there's a video to go along with it. And then I'm also doing a health tip, an extra recipe that's just for fun, like a snack or a breakfast item or a dessert. And so each week you'll get something new that you can try, and it'll be seasonal because I'm actually as we go along, just a couple weeks in advance of releasing them. But then one of the cool things that I added is having aspects so people can write in and at request certain things, want to learn more healing soups, or they about dairy free desserts, or they want to learn about salads for
Mhm.
something really specific, like what do I do with kohlrabi cabbage, then actually um, the offerings to their requests. And then we're going to have a live session every week where they can do Q&A, and then they can also post pictures in the community forum. And about culinary school, I think is so important is that exchange of ideas,
Right.
how things, and just kind of tapping into their, because when we're just at home by ourselves cooking, it's so easy to get into and feel like getting boring or like, why would any be interested in this? But then once you get like a little bit of input from somebody else, or you see what somebody else is making, it kind of like inspires you to um,
No,
so
that's a,
everybody kind of feels like when they leave culinary school, like unless you go into teaching, and they kind of really miss that community. I'm really glad that you went right into teaching, which can be hard to do, right? When you finish culinary school, you're like, well, maybe study for another 5 years and then I'll teach. Right?
yeah.
You have so much to offer, like right out of culinary school, and with your family's restaurant and the farmers market every weekend. This had hair like right off the bat.
Yeah, it was really important that I just went from culinary into teaching because I didn't have any excuses. I just went for it. And Rachel, I think back to some of those first classes that I taught, and those people should have asked for their money back. Like I've really come with everything. But that's just what happens. And I'm sure you can relate.
Oh yeah,
You gotta get the hang of it first. Actually, those
yeah,
first people
yeah.
are your guinea pigs.
But I think no matter where you're starting, you have something to share, and it's never too soon to start teaching. So if anybody's watching that
Yeah,
loves food and has something to share, or they have a different area of expertise and about it, definitely start teaching right away, because something that you can enrich somebody else's life with.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So I made this dressing yesterday to go on the salad, which you had recommended as like a little tip. And I was so glad that you recommended it. All I had out the fresh ingredients. I didn't have to grate the ginger
Yeah,
and mince the garlic, and very long to do, but it was just like an extra step. And I realized that you could probably make a double batch of the later in the week, either as a fresh or something.
yeah, absolutely. And that's what I think, to people, making your own salad dressings is so easy, and you just keep it in a mason jar just like you would, a traditional salad dressing from the grocery store. And it lasts at least a week or two and has all the great flavor and, no that a bottled salad dressing might have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I bought a bottled salad dressing. It's just so quick and easy to make if you have good quality oils. You can literally just mix them together and add a pinch of salt, or
Yeah.
squeeze a little lemon juice with your olive oil.
Mhm.
It's so delicious, and get fresh every time instead of or every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably more cost effective too, but it's in a lot of the um, salad dressings at the store. They have like canola oil or soybean oil and sugar.
Yeah.
They have like distilled vinegar. So they
Mhm.
have a wouldn't normally cook with
Right.
in the formula that they use.
Naturally put that in a salad dressing.
Right. So I'm using toasted cashews. That was a variation on your recipe. We already had these cashews. So I'm just going to put those on. The
Yeah,
salad
and
looks so.
what's great about this recipe is you can really kind of adjust it to what you have, just starting with the base of cabbage, and then, if you don't have uh, red bell pepper, you could just use, or you could broccoli. You can really kind of do whatever you have on hand, so it doesn't necessarily follow the recipe exactly. Salad dressing itself, we Mari, but it's soy. You can just replace that with coconut aminos. Coconut aminos is a little bit sweeter. You can actually just omit the maple completely. You might need to add a pinch more salt just because coconut aminos doesn't have the content that tamari does, but really easy.
That is exactly what I did. It was funny yesterday. I make it with the how I like it, even though I've
Mhm.
moved more to using coconut aminos
Yeah.
recently. The smell, I added the water to it. I was like it. So
Mhm.
I set that aside and I started a new dressing that had the cocoa aminos.
Mhm.
And then I left the maple syrup out and then I added a few pinches of salt. So
Yeah.
it's exactly.
No, you know what? I was really anti coconut aminos for a long time, and about a couple months ago, I switched to no soy as well, and I've just fallen in love with coconut aminos. I just make these. I just needed like my palate used to it, because it is different than
Yeah,
tamari, but
and brands have different flavors
right.
and drink. This is the one we have right now, which is okay. I really like the native forest, I think it's called, but I couldn't get it at so the brand that I don't recommend, Trader coconut. I
Hmm.
literally poured it down the drain after
Yeah.
it because it was like it didn't have any range of flavors. It was just
Right.
almost like a watered down molasses or something.
I really like this big tree. There's good.
Just wanted to get a little bit more. Um, okay. Yes, so we're almost done with the salad, almost done with the show. I'm just the cilantro on the top. Do you have any principles when it comes to salad or like things that achieve salad recipe? Like looking in your book,
Hmm.
that color, having different colors seems to be really important. And then maybe textures.
Yeah,
So like in
absolutely.
this salad,
Just kind of adding vegetables as possible. Something I really like to incorporate in my sauce. So I think herbs are really underutilized, and by adding cilantro, parsley, you really enlarge of the salad. Herbs are just often, and a lot of times I feel like people struggle with how into their diet. And salads are a great way to eat a lot of herbs as opposed to just a small garnish over a dish or something like that. Greens with herbs or microgreens or something like that.
that's a great point. I've mint now on my porch. So
Hmm.
I'm going to put mint in here along with the
Absolutely.
cilantro because it smells really good and it would taste really good along with the Asian dressing. Uh,
Yeah.
so before we end, we have a few more minutes. I was curious, what are things like in San Diego, and what are you doing right now that you've had to cancel all your cooking classes like me? What have
Yeah,
you done?
yeah, really, really interesting because especially since maybe about 6 months before the book came out, about a month ago, I've just been going like crazy, just the book and my business, and it's been really fun and give myself a little bit of separation from it. And with that, I feel like I've become more re-enlived with my business and that kind of thing. So I've been really focused more on kind of like doing stuff more online to better try and help more people. So doing more of that and focusing on really out there and Instagram and stuff. So honestly, it's been a nice reprieve. And
Oh, good.
yeah, so.
Yeah, it's been such a mix of emotions, and overall, I have the same sentiments. As I really wasn't able to focus on the things to focus on because I was constantly reacting to, um, business that would come in to teach a class
Right,
here, class there, and do
right,
a dinner party, and like I just say things because it was income coming in, but I really wanted to focus more on development of my online courses, and been a good way to focus on something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And then also just having my daughter at home, she's upstairs for most of the morning and part of the afternoon doing work.
mm-hmm.
We get to interact throughout the day, and we get to have all of our meals together, and it's such a like unhurried lifestyle we were doing before having to leave for school and have breakfast and like all the rush every morning. So for like my nervous system to, not that we're working as many hours, we're probably working more hours now, but just a different these sense of things throughout the day.
Right.
So I am, and um, yeah, just kind of we were forced to go with the flow,
Mm-hmm.
instead of having our it's like, okay,
Right,
we're forced to actually just see day to day.
right. No, absolutely. And just to kind of slow it down just a little bit. So it's been really nice.
We have a bunch of phones ringing at the same time. We don't know where they are. Well, Katie, thank you so much for taking a couple hours out of your day today to visit on the, and I look forward to keeping in.
Yeah.
Um, we can talk afterwards about sharing this. We'll probably be able to share the recipe with everybody, and we'll take a look at Katie's cookbook and maybe buy it for Mother's Day, because it really is fun and healthy and a lot of easy to make. Yeah, thank you so much, and I look forward to keeping in touch in the next months.
Thank you so much, Rachel. I really, this has been such an honor. I asked me, and you were such a huge influence. I learned so much from you, and I really respect. I really, really highly thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That feels really good. Well,
Good.
take care. We're gonna stop the vid, but take be in touch. touch soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye,
Thanks for
Katie.